talk about the 135 and
So for those of you who have not seen me in my medical attire, I am Patricia Long, MD, RE. That is Doctor of Real Estate. I appreciate you all being here. I've been out in the audience. I've been observing. That's what doctors do. We really like to try to get a feel for, what's going on, and so that we can give a proper diagnosis. So I think I've pretty much summed some things up, and I'm going to share with you in this 135. However, before I do that, some of my esteemed colleagues were here because I consider them doctors too. So I want to say to Dr. Trevor Ott in the back, he doesn't have on his coat, he doesn't have a stethoscope. I don't know what's going on, but anyway. But I got some great ahas and was able to kind of help get to this diagnosis from some things that he shared. And in his presentation, he said that we have to seek out new strategies. We are entrepreneurs, and by its very definition, we are innovators. People who do the same thing over and over, expecting a different result, are what? Crazy, insane. Now, I'm not a psychiatrist. However, I do understand that, that can lead you to having some issues. And I love the analogy that Trevor used with the shirt needing, he wanted a clean shirt to go to work. So what I took from that is there was a primary objective of having a clean shirt to wear to work. And with that primary objective, he had 3 goals. What was the first goal? To wash the shirt. The second goal was to dry the shirt. And the third goal was to iron the shirt. And it was important that those things were done, those goals were done in a particular order in order to get the desired result. So set the objective, set the goal to achieve the objective, and execute the strategies for reaching the goal. So that was very insightful. And then I just loved Grandma. Love Grandma. And Wanda gave some great insights on the importance of having a mindset shift and to be pregnant with possibilities. And KWPP, it is now time to do what? Push! Now, in a medical term, to move in this conversation, that would be a bowel movement. But what we're going to do... Okay, maybe that was TMI. No, what we're going to do, we are going to push. And then it's important that we bring back that time when we use our imaginations. All of us, when we were, much younger, we could just think of some incredible stuff. And sometimes to the point where adults would say, girl, Sharon, you better stop that daydreaming. But no, what we learned from Grandma and Wanda is we've got to bring the imagination back. And we have to believe, and we have to have courage. And I love the little clip on Tyler Perry that said, what he did is he planted the seed. So you've got to plant the seed, you've got to water and believe. And he also said, focus on one thing. That's what he did. He focused on one thing and stuck to it no matter what. And that equaled to me a mindset shift. All right, so I also once heard that FOCUS is an acronym for follow one course until successful. Follow one course until successful. You all just got a copy of Gary Keller's, well, not you all that were present in the room at the appropriate time got a Keller's newest book, and it's called what?
The One Thing.
And that's all about focus. It's all about focus. So we have to do what with our mind? We have to have a mindset shift. And Dr. Kimbrough, what I want to say about, now he's a real like PhD, but he's not an MD, so, you know. And he's very good, very good. One of the things that really resonated with me is faith is a verb. Faith is a verb. So you show me your faith. Show me your faith. Everything is created first where?
In the mind.
In our minds. And then the question that he proposed in delivering his message was, how great do you want to be? How great do you want to be? And of course, the theme for today is what?
Reaching for greater.
Reaching for greater. Reaching for greater. And we have certainly, I can sum it up to say we have certainly sharpened our saw today. So I just want to applaud you all for taking time to do what's most important, and that's sharpen your saw. So now that I've given you my stethoscope got caught in my sleeve. Okay, so now that I've given you my recap, what I'm going to share with you is one of the most powerful tools that we have in our Keller Williams arsenal, and it is called the 1-3-5. And what it is it's a very, very simple business plan. So by show of hands, how many of you have ever created a business plan? By show of hands. Okay. Now, so this is kind of like the room, well, I'll put it like this. I'm a doctor, so any information that you give to me is going to be held in the strictest of confidence. So you can be, you have to be honest and open with your doctor, right? All right, so now I saw the majority of you raise your hand that you have had a written business plan. Now, how many of you have actually executed your written business plan? How many have actually executed the written business plan? Okay, I appreciate your honesty, because the truth of the matter is most of us in business, and you know, not just in business, but in other aspects of your life, we do write a plan. However, there are challenges with actually following the plan. So what do you think are some of the challenges for all of the people that have written plans and you haven't done anything with the plan? What are some of the challenges that you face with not following through on your plan? Anybody, throw it out. Fear, procrastination, discipline,
Accountability.
incomplete accountability,
Doubt.
okay, commitment, okay. All right, so all of those things are, we have found that to be the problem, you know, all of those things, right? Those are, Nurse Sharon?
Symptoms of disease.
Those are the symptoms, thank you. And we do have a real nurse. Sharon is
Nobody passed out. I'm on duty right now.
but Dr. Long is in the house. Don't pass out. All right, so those are the symptoms, right? So the condition that we have identified, is business planning paralysis. The making of a business plan with no consistent, efficient execution. So we came up with this great idea. My colleague Gary Keller actually was the one that brought this to my attention, so I will give him credit where credit is due. Came up with this very simple business plan called the 1-3-5. You all have a copy of a 1-3-5 in your hand. So I'm just going to kind of share with you some of Gary's thoughts. So Gary says, as 1 year closes, another begins, and with 2014 approaching the finish line, it's time to prepare next year's business plan. Would you agree?
Yes.
And also, by the way, what is today? Anybody know today's date?
12.
They ask you that when you're in the hospital, don't they? Yeah. Do you know what date it is? Do you know your name?
Who the president?
Yeah, who is the president? Okay, so as a doctor, I'm asking you, do you know what date it is? October. Okay, I am so sorry. It is not. It is not October 12th. I'm going to tell you what date it is. Today is January 12th, 2014.
That's right.
All right? And the reason is because you're in real estate. And you know what? How long does it take you to get your just due? It happens in about 90 days. So everything that you do today, you've got to have a mindset shift that we're already in 2014. So that means, yes, there's going to come Thanksgiving and there's going to be Christmas and, those things come every year. However, that is not the time for you to just lay back and, what do cows do? Graze. I'm not calling anybody a cow, but that was just the analogy. So now, for real, if it's January 12, 2014, it is now time to do what?
Put.
It's time to push. We're going to graze later, but it's time to All right, so here's what Gary said. He said, normally this process, the business planning process, can cause more stress than holiday shopping and travel combined. Happy holidays. We call it the GPS. That's what we call this simple business plan. It's called the GPS. When it comes to creating any action plan with achievable results attached, people tend to go one of two ways. Number one, no plan ever gets created. Have you been in that situation? Yeah. No plan ever gets created. And number two, an overly complex plan with no focus is made. And both lead to nowhere and nothing. So obviously, kickstarting the year with no verified destination equals a lot of stopping to ask for directions. But mapping out an elaborate proposal oftentimes only ends in roadblocks. Can you see why most businesses just don't get it together? The plan lies forgotten in a desk drawer. You all have, experienced that. I'm a doctor, but I will admit we're in a room of confidence here. I've had a few business plans that kind of stayed in the drawer until it was time the next year to do the next plan. So here we go. Luckily, years ago, one of Gary's business partners introduced him to a simple, effective approach to writing a one-year business plan, which we sometimes call the 1-3-5. Over time, we refined and simplified it even more because simple is better than complex. We need to just get it really, really simple. So the GPS stands for one goal. One goal. 3 priorities to achieve it. And 5 strategies to realize each priority. 1 goal, 3 priorities, 5 strategies. Now, doesn't that seem like a much simpler way to do a business plan than the way that we have normally done business planning? All right, so here's how it works. First thing you want to do is you want to plot your GPS. You want to plot your GPS. So the number one thing you want to do in plotting your GPS is you want to keep it short. So because we're going to keep it what? Simple. So you want to keep it short. So your entire business plan should fit all on one page. Just one page, your entire business plan. How cool is that?
That's cool.
Okay. So like a real GPS, your GPS is going to be able to tell you at a glance if you're on track or how to reroute quickly. So you know when you're driving in your car and, you know, my girl says turn right. And if I go left, the thing is going to do what? Reroute. It's going to reroute. So this is what this 135 will do for you. So you don't wait until, 6, 7, 8, 9 months down the road and figuring out that you now have to reroute. You'll be able to do that pretty quickly. Second point is you want to plug in your final destination. Plug in your final destination. Start with the end in mind. Start with the end in mind. State your primary goal for the year. That's your one. Okay? So, what is your top initiative for 2014? What do you want your real estate business to be? Or if you're not in real estate, what do you want your company or your business to be? Or what would you like to have accomplished by year's end? What does that look like? Remember, you've got to have imagination. You've got to start really birthing that thing in your head because you're pregnant with possibilities and they're all in your head, right? So you've got to really be able to visualize that thing. So what does it look like? Think of this typically 1 or 2 sentence statements as the big picture goal or outcome objective. So Gary has provided an example. So I'm going to give you an example so you can really be clear on how to execute this simple business plan. So for example, in one of Gary Keller's recent coaching sessions, a colleague named Growth is the main focus for his consulting business in 2014. So what was the one? Growth. So growth. So if you wanted to use the blank sheet I gave you, that would be, or if you want to save it, some people want to save it. I can get you more, but if you want to write on it, it will give you a good example. So it was growth. So with Gary's help, he set the goal of a 50% year-over-year increase in growth. So that's what it came out to be. That's what the one came out to be. So the one main business objective for that company during that consultation meeting was to grow 50% year-over-year increase. Okay, everybody clear on that? Okay, so that was the one. Now the second thing, after you've plugged in your final destination, you've stated your primary goal for the year, now you're going to plot your course. You're going to state your top 3 priorities to achieve your primary goal. So if there were 3 measurable priorities that, if achieved, would virtually guarantee your yearly objective, you need to be able to answer the question, what would they be? The key here is to make your priorities focused, concise, and trackable. So you have to be able to measure that, right? All right, so now getting back to the example, what would this 3 look like? So we have the 1, right? Now, what would those 3 goals look like? So Gary suggested his associates' 3 priorities might be based around prospecting for new business, marketing for new business, and building key relationships for growth. Now, isn't that simple? It's simple and powerful. So now we have the 1, and we have the 3, and now the next step in the 1 through 5 is you have to identify your routes. Identify your routes. So you state 5 strategies to achieve each of your 3 priorities. So under each priority, you're going to list 5 strategies or action steps to accomplish the priority. But you say that most of us get in trouble because we do not take action.
Yes.
So this is all about taking action. So this is where some creativity and flexibility can happen. Just remember to prioritize your strategies. And so Gary says, think of it as a way of having built-in backup plans. So if strategy 1, plan A, doesn't achieve the priority, move to strategy 2, plan B, and so on. And you're bound to find, and it's been proven, you're bound to find one strategy out of the 5 that works. Now this is where you have to be careful. Don't start getting real creative, and instead of 5, you decide on 10, 15, 20. You are going to put yourself in a state of procrastination. Yes. Take it from the doctor, I know. It is very difficult. It's very difficult to cure the state of procrastination, right? Okay, so we don't want to go there. You keep it simple. How many? 5. 5 strategies. Finally, under each larger priority bucket, Gary suggested his colleague and team brainstorm a handful of ways to ensure that these priorities happen. So, basically, those are all of the additional activities. All of the additional activities. How are you going to get into relationship with these people? I'm going to go to B&I, or I'm going to go, volunteer at the PTA. So those are all of the different activities that you're going to do, and you can brainstorm on those, and then you stay committed. You stay committed and you execute those. So when you've completed your GPS, you share it because you want to have what? Accountability. So do not keep it to yourself. Do not keep it to yourself. So take some time out of the office, do a drive-through, modify and agree upon your map, keep the GPS somewhere visible, and check in on it. So check in on your GPS. If all goes as planned, this time in 2015, yes, because we're in 2014 now, yes, you'll be hearing from your GPS, you have arrived at your destination. So that concludes Dr. Long's presentation. However, I do have one prescription for all of the people that are in business, anybody that is doing any business. One of the things that has to happen is we all need a really great mindset shift. And my prescription for that is for every one of you to take a course of action. And that course of action is called BOLD. B-O-L-D. Now, can anyone here tell me what the acronym BOLD stands for? Michael Page!
Hello. BOLD stands for Business Objective Life by Design.
And I would like to say, Michael, I hope I'm not putting you on the spot. But, Michael, can you please come down for a moment?
I'm sick.
So, I want to say, Michael, I hope that you don't, no, you're well. I
Thank you, Jesus.
All right.
You don't mind me sharing some confidential information. Okay, so
Tell us about the golden hospital.
no, I won't. So Michael became a patient, and I diagnosed Michael. He had business anemia. And so, we really had to work out some different things. We had some lifestyle changes, and one of the prescriptions that I gave him was Bold. And Michael, can you just tell them when you decided to take Bold? Take the prescription and.
Yeah, I got it fulfilled last spring, and reading all the medication. And after the medication.
Was it this? What year?
Oh, I'm sorry. Last spring was this spring, 2013.
2013, but it was last year because we're in 2014 now. So that's,
right.
yes.
Right. Okay. Last spring we took the prescription. It was almost like a 6-week prescription. And at the end of 6 weeks, we tripled our condition.
Yeah, so he's anemic, no more.
We tripled our the healing process. We sped it up by 3 times the normal amount.
And can you share with the group now? So after the course of treatment, that was about 6 weeks. So it wasn't a long, lengthy treatment. About 6 weeks.
It was one day a week we had to take the medicine.
One day a week. 1 day a week. One day a week for 6 weeks.
And it wasn't that expensive either.
Okay, we're not going to talk about the cost. The cost is an investment in your health.
Right.
Your health. Okay. Well, actually, it is because what did we do, Michael? You made the investment, and what did we do in turn?
And we actually got a threefold return on our investment.
Yeah. So he.
And then at the end of the year, you get a 4th return as a tax write-off.
Yes. So basically what happened, this is the best insurance you can have. I'm going to tell you what happened. So he made the investment. I made the prescription. He took it, he filled it. He paid for it. He had to pay for the medicine. But after the 6 weeks, what happened is he had such a tremendous increase in his business, and we reimbursed him back every single penny of his
I got my co-payment back too.
And so, Michael, our whole team, when we cure you of the business anemia, our primary objective when we look at our 135 is to make sure the number one thing is for you to cap and have a profitable business. So, Michael, can you share with them when you capped? What month was that?
Actually, it was June, but we celebrated in July. It was after 4 months after my anniversary day.
So he capped in June. And also, Michael, so this is his first time capping after taking the prescription, the one that I prescribed. And so, now, Michael, when is your anniversary date?
February.
February! So, first of all, pardon me?
What is a cat?
What is a cat? Michael now, not only did he get all his money back, because we gave him all his money, best insurance policy you can have, he also gets 100% of every commission from the time he capped in June until his anniversary date in February. Michael, I feel like better than Dr. Oz. Thank you very much.
She's truly a specialist.
Yes, thank you. All right, and that was not a paid advertisement. So now, without further ado, we have 2 minutes. I just want to also have my esteemed colleague, Diana Kokoska, also let you know, since she was the founder of this prescription. I want her to speak to you just for 2 minutes. And if we can cue that up.
Hi, I'm Diana Campos, the author of Bold.
Don't try to
And you know
turn.
what? I didn't just sit and write, but